Hey everybody, it's Deb Luttrell, Stitchin Heaven, and we hope you're enjoying your Mystical Prism Block of the Month. And what we want to do with our Facebook groups is periodically give you instructional videos on things that we find that we feel like you will need help with or that perhaps you're struggling with. And in a block that you're doing, are going to be doing in block number 3?
Yes.
You are going to be needing the assistance of a ruler, and that's what we're here to tell you about today. I have Amy with me. Amy is the specialist for this program, and in case you're confused, we are not talking about the quilt that's behind us.
Right.
We don't have the Mystical Prism quilt to hang behind us, so we decided to preview this one. This one is one we just got, and we're just going to start promoting. It's called Carnival. It's gorgeous.
It is.
It is made from grunge, and we will post a link down below that you can sign up for it if you would like. Mm-hmm. This one starts
February or March?
February, March, yeah. Anyway, it's coming up. But for now, we want to talk about this technique and hopefully give you a little insight on different ways to do it. Amy is your specialist. She's the one that's going to be working with you and talking you through your program. So I'm going to turn this over to you and let you talk about it.
Okay, great. So this is your month 3 block, which is called the Star Block, and you're making 4 of them. If we can have the block itself.
You know what? I tell you what, first of all, before we do that, let's show the quilt. I want to just give a close-up of the quilt so we can all get on the same page as to what we're actually working on. You've got your blocks. This is the quilt. It's by Winging a Prayer. Tony Steer is the designer, and the fabrics are from Timeless Treasures. And they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful fabrics. As a matter of fact, we have the block package from block number 3 that you're going to be getting. So you can see what that looks like and how beautiful those are. What Amy's going to be showing you is the lazy angle ruler from our friend Joan Hawley. Mm-hmm. Joan Hawley is the lazy girl. Lazy, and Joan believes that there's the hard, complicated way to do things, and then there's the lazy way. And so all of her tools were designed around the concept of being lazy. So she has had this lazy angle ruler for a long time. Joan's been in the business, quilting industry, probably as long as I have, or maybe longer. And she knows her stuff, and she's joined with Creative Grids to bring this ruler to you. So this is what we want to be talking about today. So I'm going to turn this back over to Amy.
Sure.
We're going to show you the block.
So this is your Star Block, and you're going to be making 4 of these for this month. So you need to make 16 total, and this is the block right here. And it goes by different names. Deb's name for it is
Peaky and Spike. And what do you call it?
5440.
5440, of course. Yes.
So,
and we're going to do some cutting, aren't we?
We're going to do some cutting. This is the actual block that we're going to be making.
All right.
And it's very simple in that we're going to make, let's see here. You're going to make 1 of part A and 2 part B's, and you can see how when they're all together, it makes the block just like that.
Okay, well, show us how to do this.
So let's go ahead and start cutting. And for this month, you're using fabrics 2 and 20, and 2 is this great Robert Kaufman fabric, actually, with this cross design. And then 20 is, how vibrant and beautiful is this?
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is. So fabric 2 is your center. So we're going to start with this one.
Start on this side.
Yes. And what we're going to do here is we're making 4.5-inch blocks. So we need to line up the bottom of the fabric with the 4.5-inch line. And the side of the fabric over here, it's also going to be on the 4.5-inch line. And we're just going to zip up right here.
Let me cut this for you. Zip.
Easy enough.
All right.
And because you're making 16, go ahead and cut these with the fabric folded over and being a batik. There's no right or wrong side, so it saves a little bit.
Double-sided. So yes. With this project, you can do that. If you're not doing a batik, though, you would need to lay it out flat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So then we're going to go ahead and go from this side. We're going to cut 2 of this fabric, and what we're going to do is line up again at the 4.5 line on the bottom, but this time, just on the inside of the point here is your first solid black line. We're going to line up to that. Okay. And if you want to go ahead and zip right up there.
Do it. Makes it easy.
And then now you've got an angle here. You need to do a second one of these. So what you need to do is flip your ruler over, and you're going to line up at the 4.5 down here. Yeah. And there's a line here for 2.5 that you can just use to line up and make sure you're trued up.
All right.
And then we're just going to
snip that.
Yeah. And there you go. That's all 3 of the pieces that you need.
All righty.
So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to sew together this seam right here.
Okay.
And that's going to give you this.
All right.
You're going to take this, you're going to turn it so that the point is at the top. You're going to take the ruler, and we're going to go ahead and line up the 4.5 at the bottom and the side again. And you're going to have a little bit of a notch left over here on the edge.
Okay, so you're supposed to have that.
You're supposed to have that, yes. And you just want to go ahead and zoom up right there.
Okay, so the important thing is that you line it up on this side on the 4.5.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Good.
Then, if we go ahead and sew this on here, you get your block. And what you want to do is line up. You can use the little dog ear that's left over here to line up.
Okay.
And you had mentioned sewing from the top.
Yes, start at the top when you sew these, because it's very easy for us. The most difficult thing with this block is that it's easy to lose your points and your seam allowance. So if you start at the top, you won't lose that seam allowance at that point. So start at the top and sew this way instead of starting down here and sewing that way.
Yes.
Yes.
And once you do that, iron it open, and here you go. You've got your block.
Okay,
so
great.
Simple enough to make. Just make 16 of those.
Well, you know what I really love about this ruler is the fact that it is contained, all of the cutting is contained on one ruler. There are some rulers out there. There's one that's got 2 pieces, and I can't tell you how many of those I've had to buy because I lose one of the pieces. You know, I'm not exactly the most organized thing in the world, and I'm get ready to cut this, and I go, okay, I've got this piece, but I don't have this piece. So I would have to go buy another ruler. So it's all contained, which I love that.
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk about other things that you can do with this ruler, though. I know you've been looking at Joan's book.
Yes.
And tell us about that.
So Joan has a companion book for this ruler called Lazy and Loving It. We don't have it in stock, but we have it on order.
Okay.
And it has 250 different blocks that you can make with this ruler.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And they are all over the board with these beautiful star field type designs and whirligigs and pinwheels, and you can really go...
Shaded blocks.
Yes. You can really go anywhere you want. Let me just show you. I made up a couple of these in electric quilts. So here's one of her blocks.
Very nice.
It just uses this ruler. And look at how great it is when you put it all into a... And can you imagine this in Christmas colors?
Oh, yeah.
With some metallics.
Great, with metallics, yes. And a sparkly white background.
Yes. And then this pinwheel. These 2 Starfield quilts.
Those are cool.
And this block, it's the same block, just reversed. And then this is just taking this block and adding in a different star. Really, really neat. You have a picture of that block too, don't you?
No, that's a different one.
This is a different one. Yep.
And tell us about that block.
This one is great because this is right here. You can see the block that we just made.
Okay.
And we're just adding on another bead triangle.
All right.
Down here across the bottom.
And then adding it to a square and a square.
Adding it to a square and a square.
Very, very cool. Well, I also wanted to show everybody, this is a test practice piece that Amy did. And this actually makes a Storm at Sea quilt. So you can use the ruler to make a Storm at Sea quilt. Very easy way, lazy way to do that. We're going to include Joan's website. She has lots and lots of wonderful tips and tricks. She's a very, very fun designer to follow. So get involved with her. Look her up on Facebook. She's got a great blog. You'll learn a lot from Joan Hawley. And what else? You want to sign up for this when it comes up. We're going to give you the link for that. But anyway, if you have got something else that comes up along the way when you're making your blocks that you're struggling with, give Amy a comment on the Facebook page and maybe we can do a video on something else. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to try to make it easier for you. We don't make up all of these quilts in our Block of the Month department, but we do have a staff of very knowledgeable, very helpful, very with it people who are willing to help anytime. If you mess up your block, be sure and let Amy know so we can send you some fabric to replace that messed up block. We do that free of charge. We want you to be 100% happy, and we know you're not happy when you mess up, even if it's your fault. Sometimes we mess up.
Absolutely.
So we'll ask forgiveness for that as well. Anyway, I'm Deb Luttrell, and this is Amy. And we hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as we enjoyed doing it for you. And we will see you next time. Stitch in Heaven.